Your Honor. I
And
will
if
do
you're
that.
not able, Mr. Chair, Director General, na gawin lahat ng mga bagay na ito, that you are willing to resign your position.
Mr. Chair, I serve at the pleasure of the Filipino people and the President and the Secretary. I'm willing, if told, to resign.
Dahil sa hindi matigil-tigil ang korupsyon sa Bilibid at lalong-lalo na sa illegal na droga, natanong ni Congressman Abante na kung maaari ay pwede bang mag-resign si General Katapang sa Bucor sa malalaking hamon at samot-saring problema sa Bilibid. Ang tanong ng ating mga kababayan na kung pwede ay si General Eliazar ang ipapalit kay Katapang sakaling mag-resign ito sa posisyon.
You said a moment ago, Director General Katapang, that you will really go down to the hilt para masolve ang problema sa Bucor. O naniniwala po kayong lahat. For example, like ang sinabi po ng ating general dito, sino ba yung naakusahan ng korupsyon?
Correction, Senior Inspector Abila Henry, sir.
Kayo po ay naakusahan ng korupsyon, Mr. Chair.
Wala pong
totoo. Naakusahan lang kayo. Hindi naman talaga totoo, di ba?
Opo.
So, Mr. Chair, ibig sabihin niyan, Director General, at ikaw, Madam Angie Bautista, sapagkat ikaw ang nag-file ng investigasyon, na meron talagang malalim na korupsyon sa Bucor. Mr. Chair. Inaamin mo.
Yes, sir. Meron po.
At hindi ka kasama ron, si Chair.
Hindi po ako kasama, sir.
You are under oath.
Sir, I am under oath, Your Honor.
Okay. So, the Director General, ano po ang balak yung gawin sa korupsyon sa Bucor?
I will continue my reform agenda at lahat po ng makakasuhan. Of course, I will submit the report. Marami na po akong tinanggal na sa serbisyo. Discharge for dishonesty. I will submit the report na may effort naman po, Mr. Chair, Your Honor.
Therefore, Mr. Chair, Director General, heads must roll.
Yes, Mr. Chair, Your Honor.
And if you're not able, Mr. Chair, Director General, na gawin lahat ng mga bagay na ito, that you are willing to resign your position.
Mr. Chair, I serve at the pleasure of the Filipino people and the President and the Secretary. I'm willing, if told, to resign from my position. But right now, I will not resign because I have a duty, a task to do, and please give me more time because sinalo ko lahat itong problema ito, Mr. Chair, Your Honor.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, I salute you in saying that. I salute you in saying that. Hopefully, Mr. Chair, that you will be serious enough to be able to check on the corruption of Bucor. Why? Look, this Congress is giving you all the budget you need. At sinabi ko, Mr. Chair, nung last hearing natin, nais pa nating dagdagan ang budget upang magawa nyo na ang dapat nyong gawin. Pero, sa hearing na ito, nakikita ko na nagtuturuan kayo dito. Hindi ko alam kung sino dapat ang i-blame dito. You're blaming each other. And then all of you are saying that none of you is corrupt. Oh, para bang nakikita ko, kung hindi lang sa mga PDL, magmo-motion akong gawing 1 peso ang budget ninyo. I'm going to look into your report, but Mr. Chair, Madam Chair, Director General, before the budget hearing of Bucor starts, I would like to see that report. Can you promise that, Director General?
Yes, Mr. Chair, Your Honor. I will do that before the budget hearing.
Mr. Chair, ito lang huli. With the attitude that I see in Madam Angie Bautista, even in this hearing, I do not believe that she is telling all the truth. Marami pa tayong panahon para makita tayo rito.
Hindi po natin malalaman na hindi po tayo dito, wala po tayo dito lahat ngayon kung hindi po nawala si Mr. Michael Cataroha. And what was kind of confusing and sad, because even the Secretary of Justice was not informed immediately, Madam Chair. He was informed a couple of days later when he was missing. So my point right now, Madam Chair, is like I just hope that through this investigation, to this inquiry, we'll be able to find a solution and put an end to this ongoing problem of the New Bilibid prison of our Bureau of Corrections. It's always like this. Every new administration, problems come up at the Bureau of Corrections, at BUCOR, particularly at the NBP. Every new president, there's always a problem. Atraso tayo, kahit panahon pa po ni Pangulong Gloria, may problema dyan. Panahon po ni Pinoy, panahon po na ni dating PRRD, na ngayon ni PBBM, there's always a problem. Seems like this problem is ongoing and it keeps on coming back. Kaya nga po, my question here is it still the Bureau of Correction officials running the Bureau of Prisons? Hindi na po kasi. It seems like the pangkat, the gangs are running it right now, and it is so hopeless. Another point I want to raise, Madam Chair, Mr. Chair, is okay. We have a problem of congestion. So, what solutions do they have? I mean, immediate and then long-term solutions to these problems. Kasi I believe, kung sinasabi ni General Katapang na transfer of detainees isang solution para ma-decongest. So habang tina-transfer po ito, and I believe it will take months. So itong mga problem na ito, itong patayan na ito will continue, General Katapang. Ito pong yung mga quote-unquote parang tila sarap buhay ng mga PDLs natin na may pera, the moneyed PDLs, because yung sinasabi po ninyong conjugal visitations for 1 week, ito po ay para doon lamang sa mga may pera na PDL. Yung PDL po na wala pong pera, hindi po siya madalaw ng pamilya niya na for 1 week dahil wala pong kubol na marerentahan po si PDL. So I just want siguro, Madam Chair, Mr. Chair, to balance equally. Kung po pwede isang PDL na may pera, yung PDL na walang pera ay po pwede rin na dalawin ng kanyang pamilya for 7 days. Kasi visitation now, Madam Chair, is 7 days eh. Unlike before, it's only 8 hours now, it's 7 days. So yung nakaka-afford po ng kubol ay pwedeng tumira ng 7 days kasama ang pamilya. Another, Madam Chair, Mr. Chair, yung sinasabi na ordering food online, iyan po, hindi naman ho natin, of course, kasama daw ho yun sa moral, to yung right ng isang PDL para ma-uplift yung kanyang moral or something. Pero we also have to ask the question, paano na lang po yung family ng victims ng PDL na yon, looking from the outside, yung nakapatay sa asawa niya, nakarape sa anak niya or somebody, na nakagawa po ng krimen, is enjoying inside the Bureau of Corrections habang sila hindi na po nila kasama ang kanilang pamilya, ang kanilang asawa or anak dahil namatay na o nagahasa na nung PDL na nag-i-enjoy po sa loob. How does it feel for families of these victims, General Katapang, seeing na yung PDL po ay nag-i-enjoy sa loob, parang hindi po siya nagdurusa, kundi parang sarap buhay pa. Meron pa pong free wifi, General Katapang, yung mga PDL. Maglakad ka raw po, Madam Chair, Mr. Chair, sa labas po ng walls ng maximum security, nag-aagawan po yung wifi signal. Lakad ka ng ilang metro, sige-sige Sputnik wifi. Paglakad mo pa, BCJ wifi. Yung nga lang po may password. So kailangan member ka ng pangkat na yon. So all this po, at saka they can drink, whiskey, Blue Label. They can drink XO. They have concerts, Madam Chair, Mr. Chair, every Friday night. Wala ho tayong problema, pero dapat ho limitahan din natin ito po mga privileges parang sobra, or kung meron man, lahat po pantay-pantay. Lahat po ng PDL, hindi lang po yung manid. Kasi po, yung blue label, umaabot po yan allegedly 35 to 55,000 ang isang bote po ng isang blue label ho dyan dahil pinapasok po ng mga pangkat. Yun lang po sa akin. Sana po yung treatment natin, kung bibigyan po natin ng karapatan para naman ika nga sa welfare or moral ng PDL, dapat po lahat, yung mayaman at saka po yung mahirap. That's all, Madam Chair and Mr. Chair. Thank you po.
Okay,
for the
thank you so much,
opportunity.
Congressman Erwin Tulfo. Sorry pare, birthday mo. Yeah, nga eh.
Aba, delikado tayo.
I thought a while ago you were saying that you were not going to give your preliminary remarks. But still, hindi ka talaga mapigil. So thank you so much for that sponsorship speech, for your House Resolution number 1136. So we will be proceeding with the discussion proper, Madam Chair. So I'll be starting the questions before we proceed to the members who wanted to interpellate our mga resource speakers. And siguro ang tanong ko lamang po muna kasi meron po akong nabasa is this true siguro kay kay Superintendent Angie Bautista. Ma'am Angie Bautista, you were nag-text siya, no? Are you availing the assistance of a lawyer?
Yes, Mr. Chair, kung pwede po sana.
Okay, so well, under the rules of this committee, Rule 13, you are entitled to avail or the help and assistance of a lawyer. But we have to remind also your lawyer that they have to conduct in a proper manner the proper decorum as well. Otherwise, with the presence of the quorum and together with the voting of these members, we can censure them or have a disciplinary action that entails throwing out of the room and or censure. So, what's the name of your lawyer, Ma'am Angie Bautista?
Mr. Chair, it's Attorney Mauricio Ulep, sir.
Okay, is he here right now? Okay, attorney, you can assist your witness sa likod lamang, and remind him also that you will be assisting the witness on all her legal rights, no? Okay, you can sit behind the witness, no, yung attorney. Asan ba yung attorney? Andiyan na ba yung attorney mo? Can you kindly stand up, the lawyer? If you don't have a lawyer, in accordance with our rules, we can provide you a lawyer as well. Actually, Attorney Acop can be your attorney ka, di ba? Attorney Acop. We can provide the lawyer to Superintendent Angie if you want to. Okay, I'm just kidding. Okay, we'll be proceeding with the deliberation, no? Meron lang kasi ako nabasa and it really worries me, because during the Senate hearing yesterday or the other day, no, may nabasa ako din and I was able to read a news article sa Philippine Star. Sa Philippine Star, this was written by Ralph Edwin Villanueva noong February 28, 2020. And this pertains to the appointment of Superintendent Angie Bautista. Dito po, sinasabi that you were appointed as confidential assistant. Is that right? Were you appointed as confidential assistant by DG Bantag? Yes or no?
Mr. Chair, Your Honors, appointed na po ako noon na Administrative Officer 5.
No, noong September, nung inappoint ka ni DG Bantag, ano appointment mo? Meron kang contract of service with Bucor noong November 1, 2019.
Yes, sir. Noong pong September 2019, confidential assistant po ako. JO position po yun.
Oh, yan. No, remember, you are under oath.
Yes, sir.
Huwag tayong magsisinungaling dito sa committee to. Otherwise, we will be citing you in contempt. Okay. So noong September, you were appointed as contractual employee. Is that right?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yes. And November 1, you were designated as the superintendent of the CIW in Mandaluyong City. Is that right?
November po yata sir ako na-appoint
Yes.
na
Wait. I'm not asking about the appointment or as administrative officer yet.
Yep.
We will come to that, no? So what I'm asking you is after the appointments as a casual or a contractual employee, as a confidential assistant, you were designated and appointed as superintendent of CIWD.
Mr. Chair, hindi po.
Hindi ka na-designate as CIW superintendent?
Hindi po ako na-designate po nung contractual po ako as CIW.
Hindi. So
Hindi po,
meaning
sir.
nung November 1, wala kang designation bilang superintendent ng CIW. You are under oath. Remember this, ha? You are under oath. Pag nalaman namin nagsisinungaling ka, pakukulong ka namin dito.
Mr. Chair, ganito po kasi
No,
yun.
wait. You answer me yes or no. May designation ka ng CIW as superintendent.
Yes, sir, meron po ako.
Okay. So
Pero-
meron kang designation. Anong date?
Hindi ko po matandaan, sir.
November 1, 2019.
Yes, sir,
Andito ang
na-appoint.
human resource ng division ng Bucor. Andito ba? Bucor. Sino ang ating sa human resource? Remember, we have to remind all the resource speakers to please answer correctly. Otherwise, we will be compelled to do something that you will not like. Okay, sige. Human resource, sino? Please state your name and your position. Human resource. General Katapang, sino ang human resource natin?
Nasa labas po, nasa
We are calling them at the holding center.
Can you
Mr.
kindly
Chair.
call
Yes.
the okay, while we are waiting for the human resource, Superintendent Angie, according dito sa news article, no, nagbabase ako sa veracity ng Philippine Star and the reporter, si Ralph Edwin Villanueva, kasi at stake yung kanyang reputation dito. Pag sinabi mo na nagsisinungaling siya, ibig sabihin siya ang may mali at ikaw ang tama. And that's the reason I wanted to verify this news article na lumabas. At according dito sa article na to, November 1 ka na-appoint bilang CIW superintendent. And that what I wanted to confirm. CIW ka ba superintendent ka ba ng CIW noong November 1 noong 2019? Yes or no?
Yung date po kasi sir ang hindi po ako sure kasi po na-appoint muna po
Kailan ka
akong
pumunta ng Mandaluyong? Kailan ka nagsimula ng iyong panunungkulan bilang superintendent ng CIW?
nung pagkatapos ko po sir ma-appoint na Administrative Officer 5.
So, meaning nung ma-appoint ka noong November 11 sa personal selection board noong November 11, according to this, November 11, na-appoint ka. So, meaning doon ka lang nagsimula.
Yes sir, yun po.
Okay, November 1, hindi ka nag-assume.
Hindi po ako
Hindi ka
nag-assume sir.
na-designate bilang superintendent.
Hindi po sir eh.
Sigurado ka?
Yes sir.
Okay, so nagsisinungaling tong tong Philippine Star.
Kasi po doon lang po ako pwedeng i-designate sir eh. Kasi po bawal po
Hindi, what I'm
yung...
trying to say is kung na-designate ka through official document ng human resource. Tawagin yung human resource para malaman po natin. General Bantag, yes. So, panahon ni General Bantag. Ha? And then the reason why we're asking this because merong gray area to eh. And we will be asking the DOJ. DOJ, you said Deo Marco. Nabasa ko dito during the time of Justice Menardo, he was questioning yung omnibus rules on appointments and other human resource action in relation to civil service manual and the memorandum circular that they issued on 2017, precisely on the issue of a contractual employee, no, being designated in a position overseeing and supervising career official. And being a casual appointment, si Angie, and supervising a regular employee, that's constitute an unlawful designation. And that's the reason why we have to find out, to ferret the truth out of this. Because in the first place, if she was designated as superintendent of CIW, that is unlawful. and all the emoluments and all the salaries must be brought back to the treasury.
May I interject,
Yes, wait
Mr. Chair?
a minute. So I'll be asking DOJ, anong findings nyo about this?
Mr. Chair, yes, sir, during the Senate hearing, it was raised by one of the senators, and to be honest, I was not aware of that situation, Your Honor. In fact, I had to send a text message to the secretary of the SOJ Guevara, and we were able to find that letter, Mr. Chair. It's dated November 4.
Okay,
Issued by
so
the
what's
secretary.
the letter all about? Can you kindly give us the copy and read it right now?
Okay, Your Honor, it's digital, but I'll have the original physical copy submitted to this committee today, Your Honor. The November 4 letter coming from the secretary, former Secretary Guevara says, if I may be allowed to read, Your Honor, the whole thing.
Go ahead,
Okay.
Yusek.
It's just 3 paragraphs. Dear Undersecretary Bantag, we write in connection with your request for the confirmation of Special Order Number 901, dated 29 October 2019, relative to the designation of retired Senior Inspector